Wizards of the Coast has just come out today with a surprise announcement about the next upcoming secret lair. It's going to be themed around the Netflix show Stranger Things. It's kind of like taking Magic the Gathering and secret lairs and cranking them to 11. Get it? That's a Stranger Things joke, and it sure doesn't feel forced, right?
The Magic Historian.
Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. My friends, I hope the day finds you well. We are here today to talk about the newest secret lair that is turning the world of Magic upside down. Ooh, another Stranger Things reference, and it goes with my t-shirt. Look at me. I'm repping the property. Woohoo! Speaking of properties to rep, let's take a second and appreciate the fact that Magic Historian playmats are now available. Link in the description with a code to get yourself 10% off, so get you some. Now, as I said, we are here today to talk about the surprise announcement of the Stranger Things secret lair. I have to admit, if you were to ask me what the next secret lair from Universes Beyond was going to be themed on, I would not have said Stranger Things. This came as a surprise to me. But this is the newest offering in the Universes Beyond concept for secret lairs, where Wizards of the Coast is creating non-canonical secret lairs. And by that I mean they're making secret lairs that don't exist in the world of Magic the Gathering, and they explore different worlds that exist outside of Wizards of the Coast's intellectual property. Now, interestingly enough, the show itself has actually already had ties with Wizards of the Coast since pretty much the beginning, because it features Dungeons and Dragons in there. So this isn't actually the first sort of crossover. I've seen Stranger Things D&D sets that are available with little figurines that are keyed into it. And Stranger Things is a funky concept. The idea of like a small town in the 80s, the idea before everybody had cell phones and all this stuff, and then you've got this young girl with psychic powers, and there's alternate dimensions that are controlled by crazy beings that actually like control the entire realm, and they're trying to reach over into Earth and conquer it. All this crazy stuff that's going on. So there's certainly enough from a flavor perspective for them to be able to build out a secret lair. I mean, this is a Netflix show that came out in 2016 and still has a massive fan base, right? So this isn't something that started out strong and has kind of faded away. This is a real genuine, like, this is going to bring new people into Magic product. Now, we have been given a bunch of details about the set. We have been given card artwork from the set, but we don't have the actual cards themselves. So we have two different pieces of artwork. The first right here is 11 in the crazy, like that psychic, I've got the nosebleed, eyes red, crazy kind of stuff going on. I don't know, the concept of like really powerful psychic powers that are seeded into a small child, especially when it's like a little girl, right? Because when you think of the least dangerous humans to you overall, little girls top the list, right? So when you combine that with staggering levels of mental power, it totally changes the imbalance, right? Now all of a sudden, the little girl is the strongest being, and this artwork definitely has an aspect of power. So this clearly to me looks like it's most likely going to be the actual character card, although theoretically this could be some kind of instant or sorcery with the activated like brrr going on, right? And then the other piece of art we have to look at is the alphabet. Woo! This is most likely going to be on a token, I'm guessing. You know what I mean? It has the vibe of a clue token, something along those lines. So those are the two different pieces of artwork. Let's go back to this one because it's a lot more intense and interesting. And let's talk about the different details of this. So this is going to be Universes Beyond, and what that means is that the cards will look normal, right? They're going to be normal black bordered printings, but when it comes to the expansion, not the expansion symbol, sorry, the hollow stamp that they put at the bottom, the authenticity stamp, that will be shaped in a more triangular fashion, because the Universes Beyond have their own little indicators like that to let you know that these don't exist in the normal realm of Magic the Gathering. Now, this secret lair has the potential to upset people the same way that the Walking Dead secret lair did. Because one, we're going into a property that exists on Earth, right? Walking Dead is a property that exists on Earth, but it's an alternate Earth where they've never had zombie movies or whatever. They call them walkers, and everybody's actually infected and will eventually become a walker. And then you have Stranger Things, which is, again, another alternate Earth concept, but this is an alternate Earth concept with people with psychic powers who are experimented on, and alternate dimensions with mind-flaying beasts and stuff. So pretty cool concept, but again, we're going to Earth, and again, we're going outside the realm of Magic the Gathering. So it shares that and similar with The Walking Dead, but it also shares the fact that these are going to be functionally unique cards. So every card in this secret lair is going to be functionally unique. They are not going to be reprints or reskins. If you don't know what a reskin is, that's essentially where they go ahead and take a card that already exists and just give it a brand new flavor. Like you take a grizzly bear and then you redo it as Rune Claw Bear, and all of a sudden it's the exact same bear, right? It's just a 2/2 for 2, but now you've got the concept of this bear has magic glyphs in its fur or whatever. But from the functional standpoint, they're identical and they play the same. So those are functionally identical reprints or reskins, depending on what you call them. Functionally unique cards mean there's nothing else that does this in the game in an identical way. They could be similar to other cards, but they will be functionally unique. And people genuinely have a problem with this, and it's understandable to have a problem with the idea of secret lairs having functionally unique cards, right? Because secret lairs are only available for a narrow window of time. Although they did make a recent announcement where they said that secret lairs are basically going to go on sale for about a month now. I mean, they change things all the time, so take that with a grain of salt. Maybe they'll reduce the windows, but they've told us that they're going to give us broader windows to purchase these secret lairs. So you're going to have a longer period of time to get the secret lair. But if you miss out on the secret lair, or like me, you fall into the camp of people who would prefer to have these cards in the Magic universe, then the fact of the matter is we're going to be able to actually get access to these in a somewhat limited fashion. So here's how it's going to work. The Stranger Things secret lair is going to come out. All the cards in it will be functionally unique, and then roughly 6 months later, they will create functionally identical cards. So they'll make cards that do the exact same things as these Stranger Thing cards, but they'll be themed to the world of Magic the Gathering. So instead of having 11, they will have some small girl that has psychic powers, or they may not even keep the same concept overall for the character, right? They could go, we're going to create Bruce the Tickler, and Bruce the Tickler, I mean, that doesn't really, Bruce the Sword Tickler. There you go. Now it feels like magic. So Bruce the Sword Tickler could have the exact same abilities as 11. So how it works is they'll create copies that are in-world Magic versions. Now, they said it's going to be similar to the same concept they did with Godzilla cards. So you'll remember, you would have a regular card that showed up on Ikoria, and you would also have the Godzilla version. And it would have like a double naming, where at the top you'd have the big name, and then right underneath it, you would have like the actual functional Magic name of the card. They're not going to be doing that with these Stranger Thing variations that come out. So 6 months after the Stranger Things secret lair comes out, then in set booster packs, you'll have the opportunity to get Magic flavored versions of these. And they will not have the double naming. So they will just have whatever the name is. So if you got the 11 analog, which in this case is Bruce the Sword Tickler, its name would just say Bruce the Sword Tickler. But in terms of gameplay rules, they are not two separate cards. So the Stranger Thing card and the card that was reprinted to be an exact copy just with Magic flavor, those will be considered the same Magic card. So that means you can't play with 4 of each. You can only use up to 4 of either combination of the two. So they will exist in the same spot in terms of tournament legality, all right? And also in terms of tournament legality, Wizards of the Coast came out and said that this secret lair is not being designed for competitive Magic play. This secret lair is being designed for CNC, casual and Commander. That is the focus they've said they're going to give this secret lair. Obviously, it's already been designed, so it's been given that focus. Now, take that also with a grain of salt, because here's the thing. We've seen cards in the past that were designed for Commander, right? A great example of that would be the recent Omnath that got banned in Standard. If you take a look at that Omnath, he was clearly designed for Commander play. There is no question about it. That guy screams Commander, but at the same time, his power level was off the charts. So Wizards of the Coast saying the cards weren't designed for competitive doesn't mean necessarily that they're making the cards weak. It could actually mean the opposite, where we're not designing these cards for competitive play, so they could be so incredibly powerful to get Commander's players' attention that they would be OP inside of competitive events. So that is worth bearing in mind as well, conceptually, the way that they're going to do this. So as I said, these cards will be available in set boosters. How it works is they will come up as list cards. So 1 out of every 4 set boosters has a list card in it. Now, there's, I don't know exactly how many, but there are a lot of cards on the list. So apparently what they're planning to do is they're planning to increase the amount of copies that are available of these secret lair cards when they're inserted on the list. So they should show up more frequently than other cards on the list, probably at the same rarity. I doubt they're going to make them show up like super common, but they're going to want to make them show up enough that they handle people's concerns. Because let's be real, when they talked about this secret lair, they came out and said there was a huge outcry in the past over what happened with The Walking Dead. We want to be very clear to you that you can get these cards outside the secret lair. You're not just stuck to the secret lair window, and we'll make them in the world of Magic. So they're addressing both of the concerns, and that shows how loud and angry people were, right? Because it seems like there's a number of things that people bring up as issues that don't really seem to get resolved. You know, Magic has an ongoing issue with foils that only the etched foils are of any real quality. So the fact that enough people went about this made Wizards of the Coast go, okay, we're going to put these in as set cards in the, like, as the list, but also if it doesn't work out, we may print them in other products as well to get them into your hands. So at least they're taking that concern seriously and will have a decent chance of getting these sort of cards. And I am looking forward to the idea behind them. Now, in terms of the power level, because I did mention that and say that they may be overpowered, Wizards did run the cards by the rules committee. Apparently it was shown to everybody on the Commander rules committee. Take that for what it is. I know some people are fans of the rules committee and some people don't like the rules committee. So you may be like, yay, it was reviewed by them. And you may just be like, I don't care about what they have to say, so the review doesn't mean anything to me. But it does seem that Wizards of the Coast is taking some additional steps to make sure that these secret lairs are the product tie-ins that they want them to be, where they can draw in new players, but at the same time, existing players are able to get them in a way that doesn't leave them feeling disgruntled, right? Because The Walking Dead caused one of the biggest hubbubs of any Magic product, really, but definitely of the secret lairs. There was a huge outcry. So, the Stranger Things here will be handled differently. Overall, I have to say, it's an interesting television show to choose to adapt into this. It makes sense with Wizards' current philosophy of secret lairs, where it seems like they're trying to pick properties that are currently in the eye of the public as a way to draw more people in. And clearly, when it comes to their Dungeons and Dragons tie-ins, things were already going well, right? So why not expand it out further? Frankly, I'm a little surprised that it took them this long now that I really think about what it could mean to them overall, right? But this will be interesting. We don't know anything in terms of price. We don't know the card contents or anything like that. Looking over my list of items, let me just make sure I haven't missed anything. Nope, that covers all of the details that were provided to us about this upcoming secret lair setup. I just want to reiterate to you, my friends, that my brand new playmats are available. So if you would like one, grab one. And thanks to the 20 some odd people who have already snagged some up. I thought that was pretty neat. That's a nice response to it right out of the gates. And since we're talking about set boosters, I'll let you know I'm going to be opening a whole box of Modern Horizon set boosters in a live stream over on my Hatcher channel today. In fact, the live stream may already be in effect by the time you see this video. So down in the comment section at the very top, I will pin a link to that channel. I'll also put one up on the screen here. Thanks for coming by, my friends. I will see you all for the next video.